Hello. You appear to be an indentured student. How would you like to take part in some extra credit testing? All you have to do is construct a handheld portal device.
What the?
It's simple. You apply unnecessary effort and I give you a gold star. Just make the portal gun.
Hey, can you help me build something?
Yeah, sure. What do you need? Oh, I didn't know you were into Portal.
Into what?
Oh boy. He's a little slow.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool model. You get that online?
No, I got it from the store. I think one of my professors is playing a prank on me.
Huh. Well, what do you have to make?
It's a portal gun?
Yeah, alright.
Your roommate seems nice. Why don't we make him something special to eat?
Okay.
Oh, wow, it talks too? Hey, you gotta send me the link for that later.
Idiot. A little more.
What are you making?
Oh no.
Salad dressing?
With what?
With avocado oil.
And?
Whatever these are?
You know what those are.
Yeah, no, I think if you mix those together, it's gonna make neurotoxin.
Make what?
That
yeah, we're gonna
of
die. You should open the window.
neurotoxin. Never heard of it. I bet it's pretty cruel.
We gotta get rid of that potato. I don't know what to tell you. We gotta get rid of that thing. That potato has to potate go.
You are terrible actors. You heard me. Terrible. You've been outdone by me, an inanimate object. Just feed me to the crows. Wait, what are you doing to me? Stop.
You know, it still smells a bit neurotoxin-y in the house, so maybe we should do this next bit outside.
Yeah, I gotta admit, that smelled nothing like salad dressing.
It didn't smell like anything that I'd want to put on any food.
I mean, what about some lovely potato chips?
These lovely potato chips already have some salt and vinegar on them. I don't know what else you need.
Yeah, you're right. The neurotoxin is a lot more acidic than that's ever gonna be.
You would be correct there.
So, tell us about how a super AI ended up inside of a potato.
So, it's a very interesting story, actually. It starts when she was first
My name is
activated
GLaDOS,
at the
you
Aperture
murderous
Science
flashback.
Bring Your Daughter to Work Day.
Okay.
They flipped her switch, she turned on, booted up, and then immediately flooded the entire science facility with deadly neurotoxin.
Oh, what a lovely welcome.
Right, yeah, so that didn't go well. This led to a team of surviving engineers just coming up with little cores to stick onto her, including one they called Wheatley, who was just designed to be the dumbest moron who ever lived. They called him an intelligence dampening core, and his job was to flood her with terrible ideas so that she would be distracted from killing. Right?
He's not just a regular moron. He's the product of the greatest minds of a generation, working together with the express purpose of building the dumbest moron who ever lived.
Now, eventually, one of the Aperture test subjects, a girl by the name of Chell,
Oh.
she helps
Her.
Wheatley take over GLaDOS's body, where he proceeds to immediately go mad with power and then shove her into a potato.
And something's got to be said for Wheatley's sense of humor, because all those years ago, during the neurotoxin flooding on Bring Your Daughter to Work Day, Chell brought a potato for the Science of Science Fair project.
She did. You can actually see that potato in Portal 2 while you're exploring the ruins of the Aperture Science Facility, and it's grown massive by that point.
Yeah, man, has that thing grown.
Whew.
I don't think I'd
Ooh,
want to
boy.
eat it, though.
Oh, that just brings me back memories of playing Portal for the first time way back in middle school, 2012, 2013-ish.
Yeah, do you remember? You were actually the one that introduced me to that game.
I do remember. It was like the very first game I bought on Steam, and then it promptly became the first game that you bought on Steam.
Yep. Yep, bought the collection on my grandparents' computer. Yeah, that was before I even had one.
Exactly. Oh, man. Just the way Portal's levels are designed, it's just such an inventive concept. It was able to combine elements of puzzle games and elements of first-person shooter, more action games to create one of the most unique gameplay and storytelling experiences out there.
And that's like another interesting thing about Portal is so many people came for that interesting level design that looked like it would set itself apart from other games on the market at the time. And then they stayed for that dark humor.
Yeah. Like, I was just drawn in by the concept of shooting portals on walls and, making fun adventures that way. But I didn't realize that I was also going to be hearing some of the funniest pitch black humor I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if maybe that kind of shaped our humor going forward. And I think probably the first thing that both of us did going into that game was placing one portal above us, one portal below us, and just hopping in.
Oh, absolutely. I could never get the timing just right, so I'd always end up slipping out just a bit.
Yeah, thank goodness we had those long fall boots, right?
Yeah, exactly. I think Portal is probably one of the most interesting game series that I've played, and personally.
Just from a coding perspective for the game, a gameplay perspective, a story perspective, there's so many elements that they brought into it that nobody had ever really seen before.
Exactly, yeah. There was one game that played with the concept of portals called Narbacular Drop, created by a team of students at the DigiPen Institute. So Valve actually recruited that team and hired them to make Portal.
Okay.
And then the first game was released as part of the Orange Box. This was a just collection of games that Valve released in 2007, which featured Half-Life 2 and its 2 expansions, as well as Team Fortress 2 and Portal as the underdog.
Oof.
Little did they know that would become like the most popular game in the whole package. And as well as improving on the gameplay of the first game, Portal 2 also featured a much longer and a much deeper story, including a lot of history about aperture science itself and its eventual rise and downfall.
Portal 2, it really was kind of the epitome of what a sequel should be.
I agree.
Exactly. Yeah, with especially the section in Old Aperture, where instead of hearing the voice of GLaDOS, which we've been hearing for the entire game and a half up to this point, you're instead hearing the voice of Cave Johnson, the founder and CEO of Aperture Science.
And during that point in the game, you've got Potato GLaDOS like commenting on this new voice that's being heard throughout the facility.
While she's discovering that she's based on a real person.
Science isn't about why, it's about why not. Why is so much of our science dangerous? Why not marry safe science if you love it so much? In fact, why not invent a special safety door that won't hit you on the butt on the way out because you are fired? Now you, test subject, you're doing fine. Yes, you, box your stuff out the front door. Parking lot, car, goodbye.
It's just a very interesting story development, and the way it plays out is very interesting to watch.
Yeah, and like as the story gets more interesting, like in those kind of underground sections of Aperture Laboratories, that's also when the gameplay and the puzzles sort of start to pick up.
Right, that's when it starts to introduce the gels and the different types of gameplay mechanics that we see in the sequel. And not to mention, Portal 2 also featured multiplayer for the first time in the series, as well as a level creator, so there is just way more gameplay that you get out. You get a lot more bang for your buck with the sequel.
Yeah, for sure. Do you remember when you and I played the co-op for the first time?
Vaguely. I remember getting very frustrated because we couldn't make it past one of the levels.
Yeah, there was the level where it was like almost like a mouse maze on a wall, and one person had to navigate it while the other one stepped on buttons to lift and lower platforms.
I remember we each crushed each other a lot. Sometimes on purpose, sometimes on accident.
Oh, mostly on purpose, for sure.
Mostly on purpose. Long story short, Portal 1 and Portal 2 are some of the best games you can buy. And as well as being just the best, they're also pretty cheap. Every Steam sale, you can find both games going for $2 or $3, less than the cost of a sack of potatoes.
Or a cup of coffee.
We hope you've enjoyed this episode, and we hope to see you in the next one. Have a good one.
You better like and subscribe to make what these two did to me worth it.